Hello, hello.
What's up?
You could see we're up on floor 63.
We are in the new location, guys. It's taken a week to get things situated. Looks a little disastrous on the other side of the cameras, but not too bad.
Yeah, no, it's a high rise in Modesto. It's the tallest building.
So I didn't even test it on going live. So you guys got to let us know. Can you hear us? Can you see us? We want to make sure. We hooked everything up, and well, I hooked everything up, but I just want to make sure you guys everything's working. Let me know. I'm gonna log in here so I don't have to try to read that screen way over there.
One moment, I'll get there. I'm right
Okay,
there
here
already.
it is.
It says, Cholo Trucker, I haven't met too many soccer fans in my life, but since the World Cup came to town, they have really taken over, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have no doubt. But I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah. I'm still, see how your camera's blurry still? Everybody was doing that last time?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe you're blurry.
Am I a blur? Am I the Flash?
All right, guys. So let us know. Somebody please let us know. Make sure you can see us and hear us.
Can you hear us? That's the main thing right
Watch. I'm going to run, and you're not even going to notice I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm back. You didn't even notice that.
there. Dang.
I actually think the cameras are a little too hot.
What do you mean?
Like it looks real bright. I think. But that's I ain't worried about that. That's easy fix. I just want to make sure they can see us and hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. So what do we got, Angel?
Well, we got a list, man. We've got Trump investigates gas companies. So
that's the same thing we were literally saying that 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's just, kind of a coinky-dink. We bring it up here, Trump moves on it. I'm just saying, Trump listens to let's just talk.
I think he's subscribed to us.
That's cool. Thanks, Steele.
He needs to give a super chat.
Yeah, that's right.
Trump change.
Yeah. Drop some of that Trump Trumpalicious. Dearborn Muslim rally. Hood. Muslim buying churches. That's so crazy. I didn't know this until the last time we were in Houston.
Yeah.
And it was Daniel told me when we were out there. And he said that Houston is the highest or one of the highest. I don't know if he said the highest or one of the highest Muslim populated cities in the country.
Mm-hmm.
In the South.
That what is?
Houston.
Houston.
If I maybe fact check me or Daniel, if you're watching and I completely blundered that and maybe it's like Detroit or something, then tell me. But if I remember the conversation, I hadn't looked into it, so fact check me. But that was a trip because Houston's in the South. But it's not that far fetched since they were trying to in Dallas to build the Muslim city. Remember we had talked about that last year. So, I don't know. Possibilities there. And one of the last topics that we're going to probably hit on some in between, but at the same time, we also want to talk about the tragedy that happened in Venezuela and the earthquake. And so much footage, so much raw footage. There was some, I don't know if you guys seen the one in the church service.
I haven't seen too much. Be honest about it.
No, yeah, there was one. It was quite a bit, and just the tragedy of what took place. I don't know what the body count is at this point, but I don't know if you guys seen the videos of people with their phones as the buildings are crumbled, and you could hear the voices of people buried below.
Oh God, yeah, I can imagine that.
And they were talking. You could hear them. My name is such and such. Yeah, and you could hear it echo through the hall, like the holes of the building that was still left. And so let's pray for them. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what happened there, and it's thank God. As much as we can say, we can complain a lot about California, but we've had a lot of earthquakes. And the 1989 earthquake hit pretty hard, and we had a freeway, fall and collapse, but to the extent of high-rise buildings, like what was happening in Venezuela, that's just a tragedy, and that's where the ingenuity and our engineers and our builders do really well. Because they can build buildings in San Francisco that are now leaning and still haven't fallen. So, but they need a lot of help there, and so we want to just touch on that and talk about that, and just so we can pray and cover all that.
Let's give some. I know you gave shout outs. Endless capabilities jumped in. El Monte Snapper 626. Fernando Dominguez.
Any way to make those letters bigger?
Bread of Life. No. Well, you don't have your.
My phone's on 22, so if I put it on YouTube, it's gonna die.
Oh.
So how come usually I get his charger? Sheila says you need more volume. You do.
Oh, I do?
Mm-hmm. See right there? David needs some volume.
Oh, okay. Let's go higher. Test.
She said you have no bass in your voice.
Testing 1 2, test 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2, test 1 2. All right. So I don't know if that helped any. Hopefully it did. We shall see.
I'm gonna lower my light on my and
I'm
see how
trying to
long
think if I have a charger here, but
I just lower my light. Usually I bring in like my charger, but it was dead.
I have it. Mine's in the car. Portable.
Mine's in my car, but it's dead. I have a feeling. I'm not saying Justin's name or anything on the air that he used it and then put it back dead. I'm not saying Justin's name at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right. So
just saying.
I want to know if my mic is working.
They said that it's better.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, my mic is on now.
Oh, there's your man right there.
Oh.
So, guys, we're excited. Man,
Carl!
Now life makes
All right,
sense.
now it's real. The podcast has been baptized.
Yep. You're going to see a whole different view. We're, like I said, different angles. We're upstairs. This is really nice, a lot more spacious.
Yeah, it's a lot more spacious. So it's a whole different room, guys. Completely different room. We still got some shelves we're going to put behind Tino, where he's at. The fourth camera, it's actually not, it's there, but it's not wired in yet. The one that shows that direction.
Behind my head?
Yeah, that window's going to get tinted right behind Angel. And, see the camera right up there.
Yep.
What are you doing with those light bulbs that were in the other room that you had against the window? Because that would look really good right there. Because looking at the back right here,
yeah, it looks dark.
You see how it is?
Yeah. Yeah,
That'd
I still got to bring them in. But yeah, I mean, we've been at it all week long, pretty much. Other than the weekend, we were in Monterey because we do our Monterey bike ride, and
good weather.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was nice here, and there.
Yeah,
it was nice weather. Did you get sunburned a little bit?
I don't know. I went on a bike ride today.
Oh.
Hey, Robert Sunchild just got out of Deer Lodge, Montana State Prison, checking in. Hey, how you doing, brother? God bless you. Thank you for joining us, Lisa Duran, Afghan Battle Rat. Okay. Sheila. All right. Okay, let's get into this. So I'm going to start off with El Monte Snapper. He wants to jump right in, so let's see. I wanted to ask Tino, Angel, and David, would you still kept supporting Trump if he had got his way today? Today was a day that they was up in the Supreme Court trying to end birthright citizenship. Camera quality is blurry on my end. Yeah, as far as Angel, he's blurry, right? I don't know. I got to mess with that camera. It's been blurry the last few weeks.
Yeah? We just got to clean it?
So are you saying just Angel is blurry or all of them? I think all of them are clear except Angel.
Oh, there you go right there.
Oh, we got the first ever super
in our new room.
In our new room. Right. So we're going to give you Cowboy Cat. Blam, 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 blam.
That's all right, White Earp.
Thank you. Thank you. You give us a super chat, you get a super cat.
Yep. You got the White Earp cat.
Yeah.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Can you do a Duran Duran cat?
What would a Duran Duran cat look like?
I don't know, just like them in the video. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
Devo?
How about a Mike?
Oh, Devo
How
cat
about
would be
How
tight.
about a Michael cat?
Oink.
Oh,
Ooh, Oingo Boingo would be pretty good too, bro. That would be a good
Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo. Who knows Oingo Boingo? Let me
Prince
see some
cat.
thumbs up for some Oingo Boingo.
A Prince Purple cat, a Michael cat.
Yeah, all them cats.
Oh,
Can
them
you do that?
cats.
I don't know. I could try. See what happens.
we-
I'm surprised. Okay, so all reality, before we get into it, I'm very surprised I haven't seen the Bucky cat,
Oh,
Mr. Bucky.
But he's a beaver.
Did you hear how Bucky's is opening up their own like Targets?
No.
what do you mean?
Like it's gonna be like a Target with Bucky food in there, like a Bucky.
Like at Targets.
No, it's like Bucky's,
But
but
like a department store?
yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
they're doing. Brought a tear to the eye or
Yeah.
what? Brought a tear to the eye, man. That's so funny, man.
Now, so let's go back to the question. What was exactly the question? And what happened today? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but I think I know what he's talking about, but I didn't.
I know
It was
birthright
today.
citizenship, but what happened with Trump today? I don't.
No, I guess the Supreme Court shot it down to end birthright citizenship. Let's see.
You want me to read it? What it is? I can find. I just
Yeah,
looked
sure.
it up. Hold on, real quick. Give me a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go,
So,
right here. I just see 8 minutes ago. According to the Wonderful Life of Google, birthright citizenship is the legal principle that grants automatic citizenship to almost anyone born within a country's territory. In the United States, this right is guaranteed by the 14th Amendment of the Constitution and affirmed by the Supreme Court, regardless of parents' nationality or immigration status. So basically, like I know, like for some of my family, they were born here back in the like 60s, 50s, and they were born here, which gave them her mom and dad citizenship here in the United States of America.
yeah.
Now, do you think that is still okay for today?
Do I? Well, I mean,
That's basically
is-
what
if-
he's
if it-
asking.
the thing is, the Supreme Court is they're gonna rule constitutionally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
What did they vote? So that was on.
so Trump, I believe, wanted to take away birthright. So like
Yeah.
basically, you come across have a kid here now that kid is a citizen. So I guess
Mhm.
his administration wanted to take
I,
that away.
and I knew that. I didn't know that it was that it. it
I
came
guess it
today.
was ruled on today. So
Okay.
but I mean, here's the thing, man. The Supreme Court is Supreme Court. If it's constitutional, it's constitutional. There's nothing you can do to change it, whether regardless of how we feel. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, regardless. You know, so
I do agree. I know Sunset Free as far as what he posted, and I agree with his position because that was the original reasoning for it
what's that?
was slaves and
Yeah.
the children of slaves.
What do you mean?
In other words, they were granted citizenship
Yeah.
as far as the children of slaves. Originally, that was from my understanding, that's the way I've always understood it. That's why it was written originally for children of slaves so they could become citizens because they weren't granted that.
Yeah.
Like I know when I worked for the Department of Commerce with the Census Bureau, you go back into history and slaves, Mexicans, Native Americans, they were not considered a human being. You know, they weren't considered a full human being. They didn't have all the same rights and they didn't have all of that. So that was granted for that reason. But it wasn't there for the sake of people from China coming in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the sake of for people from foreign nations to come in. Now, in my personal position, and I think I can speak to this because we do have family, and we've talked about this before, where we've had families that have asked me to compromise my business and lie on my documentation so they could get assistance to come in, give birth, and then go back.
Yeah.
And I know this happens a lot. Pastoring Spanish churches on the border here in California, that happens a lot. They cross over illegally, and they will have their kid. They will take as much for those first several years of EBT,
Yeah, assistance.
all the assistance all day long. They'll take it until it's done, and then many of them go back. And so that's a problem. I think
Yeah.
that's a problem. Now, is the solution closing it out? I don't know, but I think that's a problem. And if we're going to talk about that issue and not address that side of it,
Yeah.
I think we're faulty on that. We need to address both sides of it because there's an abuse on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, there is abuse on both sides. Again, I don't know. I guess his main question was this originally.
Would
what
we
he
still
said,
support Trump?
Would I still
Yeah.
support Trump? And I'm going to say this, right? Is that I don't think anybody that votes for anyone completely agrees 100% with,
No.
because I will say this is that, for somebody abusing it, I'm against it. But obviously somewhere along the line in our family, 3 generations ago, they came from Mexico. So, but I will say this, the opposition of Trump was for trans, was for abortion, was for
That's what a lot of people
I'm not
don't
going,
understand.
so I am not taking back that I voted for Trump.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I disagreed with Trump on this, and I don't even say I completely disagree with it, but there are so many things I agree compared to the opposition that if he had not won, really, do you think that we would be the same United States foreign-wise if Kamala had won with Iran doing what they were doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not.
Because I held that position, David, before Trump ever became his first election president. To me, I had a problem with that because pastoring in a Spanish church, it's not that I was like you're trying to be hard-hearted towards people.
No.
Not at all. I understand that.
Yeah, look, he said, I'll still support Trump because what's the alternative? Exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you
No.
believe everything 100%.
Yeah, because I had those thoughts prior to Trump ever gaining election. His first election, I had that, those thoughts because of what I had seen. But at the same time, I also have seen a lot of good young men, young ladies grow up and be raised in the United States and come here months old.
Yeah.
And raised here in the United States. And they didn't ask for that. They had no say so in that. Mom and dad came over to make a better life.
Yeah.
And I get that part too.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree.
So I don't connect it to Trump.
Yeah.
If you ask me that position, I don't connect it to Trump.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything because you guys are saying everything I was gonna say. I'm not switching anything from my Theo, man. Like he's not Jesus, and we've disclaimed that over and over and over again, man. The only one I'm following 100%, not turning anything against him, is Jesus Christ. That's it. What that word says is period, point blank. Do I agree with everything my Theo does? No, man. That's the drunk Theo at the back of the barbecue sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
And he acts that way.
he
You know
does.
what I'm saying? So he's gonna say some off the wall stuff, and it's not even him. It's his administration, which he's allowing to go forward. But what's the alternative, man? We would be speaking Chinese right now.
I am going to say something that I'm going to give you a prerequisite. I hadn't thought this out, so it might be really stupid. It might not make sense. I hadn't really thought about this. This just
Or it's
popped
the
in my-
wisest thing you've ever said.
It just popped in my
It
head
could
right
be
now.
one or
And
the other.
other people that are not Mexican might get offended by this. But the fact is this.
Wi-Fi bill.
Oh, hey man, Wi-Fi bill.
Oh, Wi-Fi.
Before-
bill.
before
Thank
you
you,
get-
man. Thanks
Before
for
you get a deep thought.
$5 for the Wi-Fi. Let's see. What am I going to get our brother and the Kool-Aid Cat? Thank you so much for the $5, man. We appreciate it. It helps us to pay our internet bill.
Yeah, don't forget
whoa.
everybody.
I put the mic.
Don't forget everybody. The super chats help with the Wi-Fi here. So it's all in love and all in respect. So.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my thought. Again, I hadn't really pondered this. I never thought of this. It just popped in my head. So I hope it comes out right. People that aren't Mexican might not like this, though. I will say that. But this truly was Mexico.
Mhm.
All you got to do is go through California, San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles. All these.
Sacramento.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact is, they're Spanish names for a reason because this was Mexico.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So
South.
if the indigenous people, the Indian people, right, they didn't get kicked off. They got thrown on reservations.
Yeah.
They got this and that.
Absolutely.
Are we not indigenous to this land too? This was Mexico. So should the Mexican descendant be treated a little differently than anyone else in the world? And people that are anything else but Mexican ain't gonna
Yeah.
like that. But the fact is that the Mexican people are indigenous to this land. So
Because we're neighboring
in the
countries.
same way, if you're gonna cater to the Native American, why not the Mexican?
Mhm.
I'm not saying to have an open border for them. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
but if they are here, have been here for generations, then maybe they should. Because if you can treat the Native American a little bit different than anybody else, then why not the indigenous Mexican?
Yeah.
It's just like I
no.
haven't fleshed it out,
No.
but just thinking.
But the only that like in the political spectrum of that,
Yeah.
here's the issue. Like for me, like I get it on that side, but I don't feel that same compassion or same way. And it's not that they're not human beings, but let's say somebody coming in from a Muslim nation,
Yeah.
somebody coming
what I
in from China, you know, and doing the same thing. Because to me, I'm looking at China. I'm looking at it in the sense of resources. I'm looking at it in the sense of raising taxes. I'm looking at it in the sense of the cultural fight. I'm looking at it since from the media war that they're having
Mhm.
and all those different dynamics that we've had an influx of people from Mexico and Central America for 100 years,
Yeah.
100 plus years. But it wasn't until the last 40 years, maybe 50, 70s, 80s, that we started getting an influx from people from Asian nations
Yeah.
and Muslim nations, India, Pakistan. And that has changed the cultural landscape of the United States of America over the past 50 years.
Yeah.
And you can go, well, are you being racist to them? No, I'm saying they brought their worship, they brought their gods, they brought their thinking, they brought their ideologies. And more, we, as a culture, we're catering more to it.
Yeah.
Now, that's a separate issue than what we're
Mhm.
talking about, but that's what happens. And it's like saying, do women have rights?
Yeah.
Yeah. But where did they take it over the last 100 years?
Sunset free. Well, that would be the Spaniards that would owe
Mhm.
reparations, not America. True.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
Yes, sir.
like I said, I said my thing by
Mhm.
saying I hadn't thought about this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just shotgunning it. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot to think about with that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, man, I think I think that real quick, I just want to make it clear that Native Americans, heck yeah, they were treated horribly.
Horrible.
Horrible, you know, and that's why I always give love to my Native American brothers, especially a lot of them right from prison.
Mm-hmm.
I always shout them out, always give them love. I go to powwows because just to support, especially the one in July when they have over here. We always go. We always try to go, and we'll buy food from the vendors, like just to support. We buy something, a jewelry or something.
Have you ever had conversations with some of the dancers?
Yeah, well, some
Yeah.
of them are friends.
Yeah, I know. But I remember there was some random ones. I think we were all there.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, I didn't know who he was. He wasn't part of the group because I have
Yeah.
friends there that are part of it, you know. and
Yeah, the
some
ones
of-
we grew up with.
yeah, exactly. But you know, it was beautiful, man, to hear. Many of them have come to faith in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, I said, "How do you dance?" And they said, "Brother, I'm not dancing in their worship. I'm praising God."
Yeah.
The whole time I'm up there and I'm dancing, I'm worshiping God. That's my mindset. I'm not doing all that other stuff. And when I was in southern Arizona, that was one of a huge blessing. I was able to sit in tribal meetings. I couldn't speak,
Yeah.
but I was able to sit in there and see the tradition, see the community, see the need that's there.
Yeah.
And at the same time, many of them either, you know, it was a mix between Catholic and devout Christians. as far as Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
And it was eye opening, man, because I'd never seen that out here. You don't see that as much as you see
Yeah.
over there. Sitting with the Yaqui tribes and there in southern Arizona.
It's big time in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, we didn't know that happened in the Supreme Court, but
Answer the question. I'm staying with Trump.
yeah, I don't regret my vote, but I probably don't completely agree with that.
Nah.
But and if the Supreme Court shot it down, the Supreme Court is always going to rule what's constitutional.
Yeah.
That's why we
can't be
have a Supreme Court.
Yeah. And it's part of the amendment. So again, can't be mad at it.
Yeah,
It is what it is. Been written for
yeah,
hundreds of years. Leave it. As a matter of fact, Saturday, 250 years.
yeah, exactly. But I will say this: is that whoever is saying hooray for the Supreme Court, keep that same energy when they try to take our guns, because that's also in the Constitution. That's also there. So let's keep that same energy.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I'm good with it. However they side, because that's the government structure in which we have. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I also know there's going to be times that it's not going to be for my favor.
Since we're talking about Supreme Court, let's jump into this real quick since we're already there. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So this month, so there is something going on with Mundummy again, him doing his thing.
Yeah.
And it's with the Supreme Court. So on June 25th of just a couple days ago, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 in Mullen versus Doe, allowing the federal government to terminate temporary protection status for more than 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrian migrants. The court declared that these federal immigration statutes are not subject to judicial review by lower courts. Zohan openly went against the U.S. Supreme Court ruling by promising to defy and not enforce the court's recent decision regarding the end of deportation protection for certain immigrants. He openly is saying and promising that he will defy it. So I'm sitting there. Oh, you want to go ahead and hit?
No, go for it.
So I'm sitting there talking with one of my sons because, as I've said many a times, these are conversations we have in the house, and I love talking with them because you know what? All opinions are allowed, and they have a different view than I do. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is I was saying, are you okay with that? And he was just, I said, for me, I think the outright defiance is his, darn it, man. We were just talking about it. What's it called? A radical terrorist type of behavior.
Yeah.
By you saying, I'm not going to go ahead and enforce this. I'm not going to listen to the Supreme Court. I'm going to do what I want. That's a radical.
Yeah.
And then especially you swearing in on a Quran. That's already a whole. I told him just take away religion because we're not going to go there with that guy. You know what I mean? But this specifically, they ruled, they said this and that. The Supreme Court did. You know what I'm saying? Now, what do you guys think about what he's doing, saying that promising to defy and not enforce the court's recent decision regarding the end of 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrian migrants? Like, there's no more protection for these people. They got to go. What's
the number? Repeat that number again.
350,000 for more than 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrian migrants. And then I'll go into the next part.
Okay.
So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about Mundummy doing what he's doing? Saying what he's saying in the news and everywhere else right now?
I mean, what? Who's he defying exactly?
The Supreme Court, the decision of the Supreme Court.
Oh,
So are those that are liberal or those that are of his ilk, of his way of thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're going to support him. Are they going to feel the same way when Trump says, "Hold on, I'm going to push back. I'm going to push back on the Supreme Court. I'm going to push back." Of course not, because it's a bias, and in that. At the same time, here's the thing that I think we have to remember when we're talking about politics.
Yeah. And
we're talking about, we try to lump guys. I I don't know how I'm going to say this. I don't know how you guys feel what I'm going to say, or those that are viewing. I never have necessarily believed that the United States was a God nation. I think it was a nation. I think God worked through flawed men. I think through that the Constitution was written, the amendments were written. I think it was an incredible document, one of the most incredible human documents written. And I think it brought the United States to a place, and God has helped the United States through so many times and uplifted through the ministry of preaching and missionaries and all of that for so many, many, many decades. And I think that's still there. I think there's still grace that the United States has because of its heart that was predominantly Christian.
Yeah.
But it's not the Old Testament Israel.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not.
I believe that, yeah, of course, America was founded by people that were Christian, but it was never meant to be a Christian nation.
No.
It wasn't a Christian empire. It
Because
wasn't a
Scripture
Christian-
was never written to
Yeah.
create a Christian nation.
Yeah.
It was to create believing hearts.
So it goes back to the point what you're saying, right? About how do I feel about him define it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that we can't be surprised when a snake bites you.
That's a good outview.
Don't be surprised.
What do you mean I shouldn't have played with the rattlesnake?
Yeah.
It's good luck.
I got a couple super.
So you got two.
Bam.
two
First
of them.
one. This is for Jorge Luis Torres. This is for you and Kashia. I don't even know how to say your name, but you know what? You can spread cat. Bam.
Pomo.
Look at that.
Plata o pomo.
Wow. All right.
So, what's his name? Fetterman.
Yeah.
Senator John Fetterman, which we all know is a part of Mondami's party, right? He's
Yeah.
a Democrat, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that brought this all to put it out in to let people know about what's going on. He said Fetterman warned of constitutional crisis Saturday at his fellow party members his fellow party members turned a blind eye to the New York City mayor. Vowed to defy Supreme Court ruling reinforcing Donald Trump's power to end temporary. Oh, there you go right there.
Got another one.
Yeah.
What's it say, though?
He says, I'm going to read his thing, but first I'm going to give him the Cholo Cat. Bam! More bounce to the ounce. All right. So exactly, like
I don't know why I did the chicken dance right now.
Against Sunset Free, I agree with you. Like I said, what I said earlier, I'm just talking at the hip, but he says at the same time, the Supreme Court also voted for Roe versus Wade. So just because the Supreme Court rules on a case doesn't mean it is right or wrong, so the Supreme Court can be wrong. Yeah, let me say,
yes.
I'll go even further than that. Every person in the world can be right or wrong. There's only one that's perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no nation, no court, no anything is ever going to be 100% right because only God is right.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's true.
I just look at it as, you know what, you're outright defying. So, I mean, whether we think it's just, whether we agree with what they voted for or we don't agree, that's fine. That's the whole point of voting, right?
Yeah.
That's why we vote, okay? Most other countries don't vote.
Yeah.
It's what they say, period, right? But we vote here, so things can go not your way, which is cool.
And happens a lot.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that because it's voting. The thing that makes me upset is this prick is outright defying, telling people, you know what, you don't have to listen to them. You are causing, especially look at New York. We talked about the Knicks, how they acted foolish, right? Not the Knicks, but the people of New York,
fans,
right?
The fans.
So now you as the mayor, the authority is saying, don't worry about my authority. You do what you feel. You do what you like. We don't have to listen to them. That's what he's creating in these people. That's my problem with it. Even Fetterman, who is a part of his party, is seeing it. Just like us, we say all the time, we got some problems with both sides, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have more problems with the left than I do with the right. But don't get me wrong, bro. I disagree with a lot of the right stuff, like the conservative party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my thing is this, is like, what makes me upset about this guy is that's where I'm saying about his radical, that's a radical terrorist type of behavior of him. And then especially being, you know, Islamic,
Yeah.
that don't add to anything. So that's
Yeah.
all I wanted to bring up
No,
about
and
that.
and just to Almonte, brother, thank you for going back and forth. You're always a faithful watcher, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and brother, that's why I said in the very beginning, from my understanding, and so I can be wrong. Now I can be right, I can be wrong. Both of those things are on the table. I'm not a historian. I can't say that I can't say that I have a master's degree in constitutional law. I
Yeah.
don't. But at the same time, whether I'm right or wrong in that, that doesn't nullify the fact that on both sides I have seen abuse.
Yeah.
That doesn't nullify that. And so to me, that's why I had that those thoughts prior to Trump. So I still wouldn't take my vote back. But brother, I respect your thoughts, and I'm good with that.
Thank
And if
you.
I'm wrong, brother, I'm wrong. That's why I said fact check me. And I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. But on the same side, to the Mondani thing, is two things to me. Is the defiance of the constitutional law as an elected official, because we went through that pre-Biden, or the day that Biden was coming into office. Didn't we go through something like that they said that Trump was defying the Constitution because of the voting and
Yeah.
because of and it's like, listen, man, you can't cry and then want it all on the same side. That's the part that bothers me. Of those, it's like, you can't do that. You're corrupt. You're a cheater. And then when it happens, oh, we're right.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about. So
Mhm.
on that side, that's the part that makes me angry.
Yeah.
That's the part that makes me angry. Then you have the human side of, are people going to get taken? Are people going to get deported? Are families going to get separated? And you know what? As a human being, does it hurt my heart to know families are going to get separated? Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
I remember living in Arizona and hearing the stories of, where Sheriff Arpaio would go in Phoenix, and they would wait, and they would,
Is that the one that had the tent jail?
Yeah.
Okay.
all of that stuff. I lived there. I lived there during that time. I was working in politics and government during that time. So I got so many stories that I could share that were absolutely heartbreaking. But David, did you go to jail?
Yeah.
Because I remember that day.
They separated me from my kids.
And
You know what I'm saying? So why? Because I broke the law.
I remember you telling me behind the glass, I will never touch my kids again.
Yeah. Because they're saying 23 to life.
Eek.
I will never hug my mom again. I remember that.
Yeah.
And so, does that happen in America today?
Yeah.
Every day. Is that fair? Sometimes, because the crimes that are committed. Sometimes, maybe not. At the same time, it doesn't, I don't look at the United States and go, I don't look at it and go, God's law.
Yeah.
I look at it as the Constitution in the United States. Scripture is here. And so when the United States does things in its own interest to protect its own citizens as a sovereign nation, am I offended in the sense that it might grind against the emotions and the heart of Christians and Christianity? I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
That doesn't shock me one bit,
You're not wrong.
because there is never going to be a government that is going to. We tried that. It didn't work. It was called Israel.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. That's my thing. It's you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like there's a difference there. And
I get
you
it.
can't blend the two. It's oil and water. That's my take.
Are we still in Mandani?
No, man. Whenever
Yeah.
you want to go next,
Okay.
I said my piece.
But that's the sad part. There is some people. And I guarantee you there's probably some Christians amongst the group
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
Is that fair, unfair? Man, that's heartbreaking.
Fair. I hate that word.
Fair's where they judge pigs, right?
That's it, bro. Go and you know what I'm saying? You get to go buy some bomb corn dogs and different things like that. That's all fair should be. That
And a
word,
candy apple.
that
and-
word is one of the worst English words, period. I don't care
agree.
what language you use, because here in America, it is the worst English, one of the worst English words, because you know what? What's fair for you is not fair for me.
Exactly.
You know, with all, especially, I mean, the Biden administration exampled that to the fullest.
Yeah.
With everything that was
Yeah.
going on, you thought that was fair? What the heck are you talking
Yeah.
about? But anyways, man.
Because there's so much to that, Tino. Like with what you're bringing up, the Biden administration.
Yeah.
So what about the kids?
Yeah, what about the kid? My children, bro.
What about all the families that came through because he said yes, knowing that other administrations were going to react, knowing that the United States government was going to react,
Yeah.
knowing that deportations were going to take place? What about why doesn't anybody point that out and go, man, you know, how do you feel about Biden for what he allowed him to do?
Yeah. Oh, no. But, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What's your next one? Where we going?
Real quick, Jesus Avila. Hey, Pastor, this is a Susan. Huh? Did you mean to say you're a Susan? Or did you spell it wrong? Either way, he said recently paroled from Donovan, did 3.5 years. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, God bless you. Thank you for being here. If you enter the country illegally, then you're a criminal by default, the same as if I were to enter Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go over the same thing, but basically, many of us, we can't go to any other country and just live there.
No, we can't.
For instance,
No.
Alfonso went to he went to a conference in Colombia, decided to stay there for a Bible college they had, and at 5.5 months, they told him, you have 2 weeks to get out of our country because his visa was 6 months.
yeah.
That's it. You know, they said you can go home and then reapply and then come back, but you have to go. So, I mean, this is not a United States thing.
No, it's a global
This is a
thing.
world thing. You know what I mean? You can't just go matter of fact, I cannot go to Mexico and buy property because
Yeah.
I'm not a Mexican citizen.
It's these wonderful things that everybody complains about called rights.
You
You-
know?
You know, I'll stay. It's on the track, but off the track. There was a comedy roast that I seen a couple highlights on. The comedy roast was Kevin Hart. Okay, I'm bringing. There's a couple reasons why.
So much fuel in that right
I know.
there. But I know
I-
David wants to move forward.
I had seen where they painted the individuals that were what was it? What's Gillis? Sean Gillis,
Mhm.
and then
Tony Henchman. Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
They were calling
Yep.
them Nazis. They were
Uh-huh.
calling them all this stuff. At one point, they said, "I wish somebody would kill Tony.
That's his show.
Kill Tony.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would just kill Tony." You know, and it's like, look at what you're doing. On top of that, they made a big deal because Tony Hinchcliffe made a statement about George Floyd looking up at them,
Mhm.
because that means if he was looking up, where was he at, right? And then made a joke about him getting choked out.
Mhm.
But nobody in the left was complaining when they made a joke about Charlie Kirk.
Neither is right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Nobody made a big deal of it. But because it was George Floyd, everybody made a big deal of it.
Hinchcliffe.
Have you ever seen
Hinchcliffe said that. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Have you ever seen oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Kevin Spacey, where he plays the president. My mind
House
went-
Cards.
House Cards.
House of Cards. And there's a part where he's trying to push a education bill or something. So he had a team of people watching the news because they needed a victim.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And some kid got shot and there should have been school, but because the schools were on strike. The teachers were on strike. So he's
He
like,
was fighting
"Man,"
the union, I think.
he's fighting the union against the schools. And as a politician, he had his team just scouring the news, waiting for some crime to happen to a kid that should have been in school. And then he used it against them. That's what these politicians do. They will find footage of this poor Mexican family that's getting ripped apart and taken or this or that. And yes, that's horrible. Yes, because they're pulling on our heartstrings, but the politician doesn't care. They could care less on both sides. They don't care, man. They will find the one thing to make the other look bad, and this one finds the one thing to make them look bad, and they're just pulling at our heartstrings. And that's all it is. It's a big game. Come on, it's a big game. That's all it is.
I agree.
You know, one of the lowest ethnic groups that of economic
And we play into it.
of economic livelihood. The lowest groups is the Latino community.
Yeah.
What is the most wealthy foreign-born nationality? Nigerian. In the United States.
The what?
They're Nigerian. They're the most wealthy foreign-born community.
Oh, I thought it'd be Indians.
I thought it
India.
would be too.
Nigerian.
Yeah.
Nigerian, and then you have because you have, but see, you got Indians, you got Nigerians, you've got all these different foreign-born.
And every doctor I see is from India, so they're banking bank.
But if you look it up, Nigeria's, I think it's number one, if I remember correctly.
Every 7-Eleven,
Yeah,
gas stations, they got bank, man.
yeah,
I mean, look at all the truck driving that they do.
yeah, no,
That's
absolutely.
a whole other subject.
Yeah. Well, that's a mix between Pakistani
Pakistanis.
and Indian, because Indian's Asia, you know, all those different things. But my point is just, our community comes over here, and here's the part that and we've had so many conversations about this, about our community. We could talk about our community. It's our community. Like sometimes I'm preaching, I'll make fun of Pentecostals. Why? Because I'm one.
Yeah.
I can make fun of me without being offended.
I'm sorry, man. We were just talking about this around my table, bro. We used to make fun of everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody was
back in the day,
nobody was off the table, bro. It was everybody,
If you were in
bro.
the room, shots fired.
I mean, bro, the more slurred it was, the funnier it was. And man, like I told my kids, and I'll say it here, I'm very proud of it. I miss those days that we can just have fun and everybody laugh,
in a
bro.
Mexican household.
Everybody laughing.
Your nickname was gonna be the worst feature about you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The worst,
what it
and that
was.
name was gonna stick with you. If you were super thin, if you were super
Flaco.
dark, if you were super ugly, if you had a horse teeth,
Ratón.
if you had horse teeth,
I've
if
met
you
a
had
Vale
rabbit
before.
teeth.
That's what I was going to say. Diana has an uncle
If
called
your eyes
Feo.
were like
Feo.
this, they were gonna call you Chino. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just that's our people, man. They're gonna pick the worst thing about you and call you by that.
Can you imagine your mom calling you Feo?
Mhm.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. You know what that did? It gave us thick skin.
Yeah.
But nowadays, everybody's a crybaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, man. Well, I'm sorry, not sorry, as they say. I miss those days, bro.
And if your family didn't give you that nickname, your homeboys would.
Yeah. Chancho, Gordo.
Yeah. Panzón,
Miklo.
Pillsbury Doughboy in there.
Hey. What's the next subject?
I got to go back to the list. Hold on.
Venezuela.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Venezuela, man. Wow. First of all, it's this is we are a Christian channel, you know, and anytime, guys, I mean, anytime there's tragedy, anytime something happens, we should not find joy in it. Because I saw a lot of Christians saying that they were having this huge festival for their God that is not Christian. And that's why that happened to them. And that's why, and here's the thing, man.
No.
Hey, God's going to do what God's going to do, whether it was, whether it wasn't, whether it was going to happen or not. It could have been Christmas Day, and it could have, you know, that's not for me to judge. My thing is this, is that people are hurt, people are lost, people have lost children and parents and grandparents, and anytime there's a loss of life, regardless, it is a horrible thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It's horrible.
I remember what happened in Orlando. I always go back to that. I think we've talked about that here a few times. It happened Saturday night and Sunday morning. I don't remember what building we were at, but we prayed. It was a shooting that took place in a homosexual nightclub,
Oh, yeah. I
and
remember that.
many were shot, many were killed. We didn't sit there and go, dude, let's celebrate.
Or they deserved it. Or
Yeah. No,
people are people, man.
nobody deserves that. Because how many of us could have been taken out prior to us coming to Christ?
Yeah.
And so there's no joy in that. God doesn't rejoice in the death of the wicked. He doesn't rejoice in that. there should be an opportunity for repentance. We don't know, all of those different things. But some of the footage I seen was Christian churches in the middle of having service in the middle of the earthquake.
Yeah.
And
I didn't see that.
and people calling out.
Was it on Sunday?
I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. I think it was Saturday.
I'm sorry. Let me.
believe
I
it
have
was
it up
Saturday.
right here. Give me one moment.
I believe it was Saturday.
I saw this one where it was a building. Sorry. I don't know how many stories high, but it was crumbled. And on the bottom, they can hear a woman crying out.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to get her?
Yeah.
How are you going to get her, man? Without the whole thing tumbling down on you. And it's just like, and she ain't the only one.
No.
I don't even know what to do. There's another one Sharon was showing me with a woman. All three of her kids were lifeless. She just wailing and trying to wake one of them up. And it's like, wow. I mean, these are horrible calamities that happen, and the next one could be here.
Yeah.
We live in California, and I mean, actually, we're on the second floor right now. So this is an old building. This building was built 1920. I think 1920, 29, something like
Yeah.
that. Well, I don't know this portion. This portion is probably newer
Newer.
than that side. But either way, I am not going to mock or
No.
say, oh, that was they're into Santeria or this. Man, the Bible says that things happen to the good and the bad. But we should never
Yeah.
celebrate it.
They say approximately. I didn't see whenever. I think
Yeah.
it was Saturday. They say approximately 50,000 people are still missing.
Wow.
Survivors go without water. Yeah, about 50,000. And this is just off, Google, man. At least 1,719 people are confirmed dead. Confirmed. Following the devastating twin earthquakes that struck Venezuela, the disaster has left over 5,000 injured, thousands of people still missing, and has forced the displacement of more than 15,000 residents.
That's crazy.
So yeah, about 1,700 have been confirmed dead, and about 50,000 people are still missing. And I mean, I've seen the pictures and just absolutely.
Is there any coalition or countries that have stepped in to help financially, other than obviously the Red Cross or whatever?
I know the United States immediately sent out.
They did?
Yeah, they sent out, from my understanding, helicopters and equipment to help
Like search and
search and
rescue?
rescue. I don't know what has transpired,
Yeah.
but it has always bothered me when I hear Christians casting judgment on, because of stuff like that. And I was coming through this weekend.
Yeah.
And I shared with you guys a quick flyer. I was in Livingston Friday.
Uh-huh.
And we had and I'm driving back from Livingston to Modesto, and I'm coming through downtown over there,
Downtown
by where
what?
the flea market is at.
Here?
Yeah, in Modesto.
Oh.
When they had that paranormal
Oh, yeah.
circus thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh
And-
yeah.
And I've heard different people text me throughout, and said, "Hey, it happened over here. There was a lot of witchcraft. There was a lot of." That doesn't surprise me. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like saying in Halloween, witches don't come out. It's like, yeah, I get that. It's the culture, and at the same time, it was very sexual. It was very transgender. A lot of it,
Oh, really?
well, you a lot of it mixed,
Yeah.
and Hollywood has mixed that really well. But the point is, if something happened in Modesto, does that mean everybody in Modesto,
Yeah.
you know,
Like if that was happening on Saturday or whatever day, and all of a sudden a disaster comes, and
Yeah.
people were like, Christians will be like, oh, yeah, Modesto deserves
Modesto
it too.
deserved it.
Yeah.
When there was Christians praying against it.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense, And is it wrong? Is there evil? Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's stand against it. Let's resist it. Let's preach against it. Let's pray against it. Let's live above that.
If you're a Christian and you're have some type of anything except hurt and some type of sad because you think God did this, you're not reading correctly.
Hmm?
Or you're not reading.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man, you are doing when he says you shall not judge, right? Don't judge or you will be judged. He ain't talking about this. One of the things that you said was and I don't know if you got it from somebody. Oh, maybe you said you got it from him. But you said Jesus wasn't harsh with the sinners,
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't.
right? And it was just
when he was,
harsh with the
when he was
religious.
preaching hell. Yeah, he preached hell to the disciples and to the religious leaders.
yes, and to the people who knew better, but to the sinners, oh, he loved them. And it was just like, but judging a Christian for his faults compared to judging the wicked is two completely different things.
Yeah.
And so, man, I'm sorry, dude. Again, I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
If that's what if you think, oh, this, that, you're not reading right, or
Yeah.
you're not reading.
Well, because I've even
That's horrible. This is just
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
This is families, bro. This is family. This is horrible. There's nothing good here. Why this happened, I don't know. It's one of those understanding things that what the Bible clearly says. His thoughts are not my thoughts. And so, man, there's a lot of stuff that goes around this world where we're just not going to
I
understand.
have a question. Is it on a fault line?
I don't know. I didn't.
Is
investigate.
Venezuela a place that gets earthquakes like California?
Yeah.
Or is it unexpected? Because I'm going to say if it's on a fault line, then, I mean, you got to blame the people that build the infrastructure of the cities.
Yeah. Well, that's what that right here. I'm reading this. Sunset Free City. He had heard that some of the buildings were with styrofoam, and falls on Hugo Chavez. Now, are you talking about like stucco form, like where they'll put the rigid on the outside and then just stucco it and
Yeah,
and
I
frame
don't
it out?
Yes, Venezuela lies along a highly active geological fault system that marks the boundaries between the South American plate and the Caribbean plate.
So they know this is going to happen. So it's their infrastructure.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to we talked about. Remember when it almost flooded at Mom and Dad's house?
Yeah.
And Justin said, "Dad, why would God do this?"
Yeah.
I said, "Son, do you understand where we live?
Yeah.
Do you understand geographically the dams that were made to hold the water back because we live in a swamp?"
Yeah.
That's crazy to think.
God didn't do that. We think we're smart.
Yeah.
And over again, Scripture sounds true. Let every man be a liar and let God be true.
LA shouldn't even be a city.
Yeah.
They have no water.
Hmm?
If it's not for Northern California and the Colorado River, LA would not have enough water for people to sustain and survive. So again, you know what I mean? I don't know, how does Las Vegas become a city?
Yeah.
How did they get water? So,
The ports. I think we've had that conversation.
Now, everybody in Arizona is buying up property over there because they're waiting for it to be beachfront property in Arizona.
They think we're going to fall into the ocean.
Good.
Down the
Tsunami's going to come in.
down the San Andreas Fault. My father-in-law was like, "What are you talking about? I live on beachfront property. I'm gonna live in the Nogales, Malibu."
Winner.
Chicken dinner.
But nonetheless, man, it's just sad. It's heartbreaking.
Oh,
Oh.
wait. What I do? I meant this. That was weird.
What's our next subject, Angel?
Yeah, what do we got? I'm tired
Why?
because of Monterey. It takes days for me to recover.
Yeah, I keep on yawning because of you, man.
Bro,
I can't stop yawning.
You've been preparing for that trip.
No, not the ride.
Just the whole
Just,
shebang.
yeah, the whole thing,
We're talking about Uncle Trump
Okay. Well,
investigating gas companies.
Okay, first of all,
Just saying.
we said this a month ago.
right here.
We said it here a month ago that everybody's blaming Trump. Two things. Number one is if the California gas is
Google me.
is loud,
Google.
loud. if the gas is high here but not in the next state over, is that a Trump thing?
Yeah.
And the second thing is that gas companies were
We did it live where we
selling
started trying to find the names of
selling
them.
to the highest bidders. So our gas company sold us out because they said, you know what? Since the Strait of Hormuz is blocked and because other nations can't get gas, you know what? Forget Americans. We'll sell gas to these other countries and high price it. And next thing you know, we're at a drought for gas. So now our gas goes up to $5 or $6. Had nothing to do with Trump. That was with these greedy gas plate people. And exactly what we said today, Trump called it out. And he just like, listen, he straight up said that because I think the barrel of gas was at $1.20 or $1.40. Right now it's 70 something
Yeah,
dollars.
it dropped.
It dropped to half. He says gas should be
68.
$2.50 right now.
But
That's
it's not.
insane.
But it's not.
You know, when he said that, where is he talking about? Here?
What? The gas should be $2.50
The
here.
Here.
the
in Cali.
average-
He is
the
talking
average
about Cali.
in United States.
The average
Oh,
gas
that
price.
is-
Before
okay.
before the
Okay.
obviously before the taxes.
I get
Because
it.
some states have taxes or whatnot. But put it this way, the barrel of gas is half right now. So yeah.
And I still paid $5 and some cents today.
Yeah, I just paid $5.25.
You're right, empty too.
What do you say?
He said, yep, they work just like your local drug dealer.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
they do.
Supply and demand.
That's
So it is
it.
to me, it is lazy to blame Trump for the gas.
It says right here, gasoline retailers must get their prices down immediately. Trump declared on True Social. They're too high considering that oil is now $68 a barrel
less than
and
I said.
heading
Yeah.
south. The retailers must quickly react to the statement and do what they know is right. Drop your price for our great American people. He continued, there will be no gouging, which is totally illegal. If retailers don't do this, big problems lie ahead. Start targeting around the $2.50 a gallon number, and California should stop charging such heavy taxes on gasoline. Again, not Trump, not my Theo. Trump added, soon the tax will be higher than the product itself, and the United States will not stand for it, nor will the people of California who are being abused by these ridiculous taxes and by their own government. I mean, that's all the wonderful governor. That's all the wonderful governor.
Governor.
So
And
that's crazy. Man. So the barrel was $120, $140, and we were paying $5-6 a gallon.
Mhm.
Now the barrel was half of that,
And we're still paying the same price.
and we're still paying the same price.
But it's Trump.
We did say a month ago, like, "What's up, Trump? You got to call this thing
Mhm.
out," And I think he watched us.
Yeah.
I think he watched
That's
us
what
and
I'm
says,
saying.
"Oh man, I better do something about this because Tino, David, and Angel are upset about this."
3 invites to the White House press room. 3 invites.
Yeah, man. I mean, even just one, somebody sitting there, man. I'll ask some off the wall stuff. Hey, man, so the first thing I would sit in there, you know how they put the new podcasting,
Yeah.
whatever, and they put them in that chair? So, and to start off today, Caroline looks at me and says, we got Tino Urias. I would say, you know what? The first question is, Caroline, that I would love to know, what we're really inquiring on, let's just talk, is where does Trump get his tan from? And why hasn't he done something with that hairdo? Before we get into the series, that's what we over at Let's Just Talk are wanting to know. Go ahead and see what they do. That's where I'm going with it, bro. I don't care.
It's a spray.
It's a spray.
It's a
It's,
spray.
the greatest spray.
It's the newest lotion that they've come out with.
It's the greatest.
It's called
spray.
the Snooky lotion. If you know, you know. The Snooky Tan.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Fernando
Thank
Dominguez.
God I hadn't heard that name in a while.
Look, he goes, we have to pay for New Scum's gel subscription so gas will stay high. Oh, since Fernando's
Hey.
talking, on the
Sorry.
weekend of October 10th, I'm going to be doing a bike ride. Cholo Trucker's going to be joining us. 2 bike rides, actually, back to back. We're going to do an Oceanside one. That's 18 mile. And then we're going down to San Diego to do the Silver Strand, which is a 20 mile. And we're going to hook up actually with Fernando right here. That's that. So if you happen to be in Southern California, or if you happen to be on the other side of the country and you got a bike, then the weekend of October
yeah.
10th, I want you to make your let me know, and we want to do this bike ride. So far, it's going to be me, Sharon's brother, who just got out after 20 years, probably his one or two sons. Bean, which comes to church here, he said he's going to go down there, and Cholo's going to be there, so it's going to be cool, man.
So California is going up tomorrow
What?
due to a new tax. Cholo
Yeah,
truckers
that's
said?
what I just.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just was thinking about that. I forgot all. Thank you, Cholo, for reminding me about that. California state tax on gasoline increased by 2.2 cents on July 1st, bringing the total state excise tax rate to 63.4 cents per gallon. The automatic hike makes California state gas tax the highest in the nation.
What's the tax for?
Uh,
For jail?
I don't. Yeah, that's what Fernando
talking
said.
about.
Yeah, that's what Fernando said. Why it's increasing? The hike
For
is
Diddy
an
parties?
automatic. It's an automatic annual adjustment tied to the inflation under Senate Bill 1, a 2017 law passed to fund infrastructure like roads and highways.
Oh yeah, because our roads are so smooth. here.
Yeah, because everything works so good. I mean, dude. Oh my God.
I just drive
Look at the
around and
5.
I'm just like, this is crazy. I feel like I'm driving on butter.
For my Southern Californians
They're so
right here,
clean.
man, how many years have you been driving on the 5 freeway, if you even drive on the 5 still to this day? How long has that thing been having construction? Because as far as I can remember, bro, it's been happening close to all my life.
Dude, why is it every time I get on the freeway I get whiplash? Man, these chiropractors in California are making money, man, because you don't have to get in an accident here to be misaligned. Just drive the California roads.
That's it, man. The total burden, while the excise tax is 63.4 cents, total state and local taxes, sale taxes, fuel mandates add over $1.15 per gallon to the price of the pump. So just in the taxes alone here in California, it's $1.15.
Tax alone,
Just the tax, bro.
$1.15.
And Newsom is on Google again on news over here talking about how Trump doesn't know what he's talking about, how the economy is dropping or going. It's the best economy there is in the United States. Statewide gas averages are hovering around $5.45 to $5.58 per gallon.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much meat on that bone, dude.
That's crazy.
Of just the stupidity and the ignorance
Mm-hmm.
of, how does Florida do what they do?
What does that mean?
Meaning, how does
You mean
Florida
with
not?
DeSantis?
How does DeSantis and Florida residents not have state tax, not have all this stuff, right? All these different things, and dude, so many people are flooding in there. So many people are moving in. So many, all this stuff. Infrastructure's growing.
Yeah.
It's booming out there, construction wise.
Look, El Monte says, try driving the countryside roads of Turlock. I got dents in all the rims.
Fernando says someone should introduce him to Tres Flores. And then Sunsets Free says, or introduce him to Diddy. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's absolutely horrible,
That's so
bro.
crazy.
And then and then we've talked about it already on here, bro. So throw what Newsom is doing on just the taxes alone, and then you get these owners of the gas station, bro.
She said my car was going off.
So then get the owners of the gas station. They're bumping it already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, dude, everywhere in this state, we are getting screwed. All I'm saying is if you're okay with this, then vote for Becerra, because it's only going to get worse.
Dude, we've already seen it, but it's gonna get worse in the next quarter of a century
Oh, man.
of migration to different parts of the United States, and
See the 405.
because it's just inevitable. The taxes are so. Are taxes going to get lower? Or are they going to get higher?
No, of course. Come on, bro. Dude, look at what we do for a living, dude. Yeah, that's one of the main questions, bro. Like, are the taxes going up? Or are they gonna drop? That's given.
Once and it's crazy when you study taxes
Yeah.
that we would only tax for war and then we would stop.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
They said, "Oh,
let's keep it.
yep."
And it never went
Of
back.
course not.
And
Just like
that's the
milk.
point. Exactly. That's what?
Just like milk. Like,
What do you
ever
mean?
since the milk went up to like $5 a gallon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's never going to go back down.
nah, man. If it goes down, it'll fluctuate between the 4 and the 5.
Yeah.
It, construction wise, when I remember that year when the pandemic hit, we had 27 price hikes that year. 27
Crazy.
in material. Home Depot, Lowe's, major lumber mills, construction sites, everything went up 27.
Yeah.
We had I had to negotiate after I negotiated, then on top of the negotiating of the negotiations, until we just had to leave it at a certain place that we, once it bumped to a certain point, then we would renegotiate because it was coming so fast in materials and goods.
Crazy.
When the pandemic hit, we didn't realize there was 72 products made by oil that are built in homes, vinyl blinds, countertops, tubing for, they don't do copper anymore. They do all this stuff. And so you look at it and it's just price hike after price hike and tax after tax. It's not going down. And that's the left. That's
is.
Democratic states.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That is
New York, Illinois, and California.
horrible.
And Boston.
What do you to fill up your tank, top it off, man? What are you paying?
I haven't topped my thing off in the last few months.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I'm the guy that always had my tank topped off.
Yeah.
Always. I felt it bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
So if it'd go down to, close to half, I'd go top it off. I'd top it off. Now, I'm like at a quarter tank for the last 2 months. It would probably cost me $150 to fill my tank.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm paying.
I have 28-gallon tank on my SUV.
I
28 times.
I go to 7-Eleven because they have a 76, and you can use discounts and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm still at like 115 to 120 in one of my cars.
Yeah. Sharon was just like, she had to use the car. She's like, why do you always leave it like this when I need to use it? I said, babe, that's the way it is all the time now. I don't have full tanks. I almost filled it up to go to Monterey.
Oh.
Yeah, I put $100 in.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost, but I can't remember the last time I filled it. So it's rough.
Have you guys seen those?
Horrible.
And I drive less.
Yeah. Have you guys seen those videos where, like, the electric cars that are charging electric cars, and they'll have a generator in the back connected to the gas pump lines?
Huh?
Right. So to charge the electric
Oh,
cars.
yeah. The generators, yeah.
The generator.
Are those real? Is that real?
I don't know. I've
Oh.
never looked at it. I've just seen the videos. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because Cholo Trucker was saying gas consumption in California has actually gone down due to the growth of electric cars. So there's an extra fee to make up for the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I've never looked into it, so I can't say given any numbers. But I just remember when he said that. I remember seeing those videos, and the guy and the contractors took videos of their phones and be like, look how dumb this is.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to know if that was real or not, though.
What does it say?
No, I didn't look that up.
Oh, but you've seen those videos where they're like, they'll open up the doors and there's this huge gas generator.
Yeah, what he said, gas consumption in California has actually gone down due to the growth of electric cars, so there are extra fees to make up the cost, which is crazy. That's the whole thing, is that people bought into it and said, oh, let's buy an electric car. And then they give tax anyway. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you can't win, no matter what.
No. Not if you vote Democrat.
Is it just me, or is gas burning faster now? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, you're tripping.
I'm tripping? Okay, I'm tripping.
I think for me, at least, I'll say that you're tripping because
Is it the same?
for me, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on which car I'm driving, I know how long it lasts, like from like a week or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So it's
so
about the same?
it's been doing the same. Yeah.
Right.
Because I haven't taken any trips lately. I've been staying local. So it's been doing pretty good, at least for me.
All right. Cool.
I don't know. I try to take my hybrid everywhere. as much as I can.
Yeah,
It takes $90 to give me a full tank on a Lincoln Town Car, but it's gone in 2 days, he says. Wow.
what's the next topic? That's it.
Dearborn.
We're going
Yeah,
to. I was
Dearborn.
say we're going to the Muslims.
Yeah.
Oh, you, my friend.
Well,
At a rally.
there's a rally. Well, not even that. Actually, let me start with this. We don't have anybody to run to show clips or anything, but I want to play a sound clip to you. Hopefully, if it's clear. If it's not, I'll stop it. But basically, it might not be clear. I'll try it. Where are you at, Maine? Come on, Maine. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not it.
We bought 3 churches so far,
It's
converted them to masjid.
a Muslim teacher talking to his congregation, saying, we bought 3 churches so far.
And now we have one we are buying with a school to make it, because we have to serve the same people. People who were part of that community, one day they will be Muslims.
That was in Florida, and this.
So they're buying up churches,
And turning them to mosques.
turning them into mosques because they're saying the people were going to serve them because they're going to be Muslims anyways. You know, yeah, whole other subject, but I will say this, that I think this is across the board. People are giving less and less at the church.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's across the board. Some are feeling it more than others. Every church, many of them are worried. How are they going to pay their rent? How are they going to pay their bills every single month? And I've always said this, that the enemy, if a nation is at war, before they send one soldier in, what they do is handicap the money of the enemy. Because if you can handicap their money, you don't have to fire one shot. And everybody's worried about demons and this and that, whatever. No, you know what all Satan has to do? Is attack the finances of a church, and it'll shut down. And it'll become a mosque. Is that what we want? Is this whole, I don't give to churches, or I don't, it's just me and Jesus got our own thing. Fine. But don't call looking for churches when everything's Islam.
Mm.
I think after the pandemic, it opened up a lot of wonderful ministry. And it also decapitated a lot of ministry.
Yeah.
Because, because so many people, even here, David, we have like an online discipleship because many viewers and people log in. And I'm not saying they're wrong. And so if you're viewing here and you're from a distance, what I'm going to say, don't take offense to what I'm going to say. But, when we hear people say, I just don't have a church in my area, so I watch House of Rest. Okay. And I don't doubt that that's true. I have no way to gauge that at all whatsoever. But when somebody's sitting in a living room 3,000 miles away, it is much easier to just take it for what it is and not give. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to the online viewers because we have that same problem with people in house. But I'm just saying people have flooded to the internet to be their streaming source of faith and being that connection point. And I think that has really, really affected the churches nationwide because there's so many people that view church through streaming. And I think it is handicapped. I think a lot of good ministries happen because it's so much more open to a multitude of different ministries. But I also think it is handicapped. A lot of lazy people, a lot of lazy thinking.
There's a lot of coastal towns. One of them is Morro Bay. And in Morro Bay, is it Santa Cruz? I'm sorry. I'm talking about Santa Cruz. But Morro Bay also. If you go to any of these little coastal towns, most of them have city ordinances that do not allow chain restaurants to come in.
We're good.
You're not going to have McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr., Domino's Pizza, none of that. You know why? Because they know that those places will come in and they will drown out the little hamburger stand on the corner,
Mhm.
the little Italian guy that makes pizzas for the last 60 years. You know, whatever it is, the Italian restaurant in the corner. And because I remember going, I think it was Santa Cruz that I asked them, I'm like, man, I couldn't find nowhere to eat. They're like, I said, this is really good here. I forget it was an Italian restaurant, you know, and they're like, yeah, the city doesn't allow that stuff in. They said, we barely allowed a Starbucks
Hmm.
or something like that. Maybe it wasn't Starbucks, might have been Dutch or something like that.
Yeah.
But even then, you
Chain
know,
stores.
yeah, you know, and you're not going to find Walmarts and Targets and none of that, you know. And I say that to say this, man, is that for those of you that have your grudge against churches, really think about it. Because the alternative is a city without churches. Maybe that's a better alternative for you. I don't know. You know, but
Yeah.
when you have Muslims right now, you think that's the only one that's aggressively looking for churches? There's a church over here that I remember was on sale. Orangeburg and College or Orangeburg and Tully. It was a church, kind of where the school is at. There's a school there. Man, I don't know. It was for sale. And I know I was for sale because nobody was going there because they threw the whole Black Lives Matter, rainbow flag. They do all that stuff. And I'm just like, look at this. Modesto ain't trying to have that kind of church. It shut down. They couldn't afford it. Nobody was attending.
Yeah.
And some other religion that's not Christian bought it out. And now it's something else.
Yeah.
So it's happening here too.
College.
College? You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Remember they used to have that
Across
rainbow
the street
thing?
from the little
Yeah.
elementary school. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
some non-Christian thing bought it.
Mm.
These people are aggressively doing this. So as a Christian, hey man, if you are not supporting your local church, I'm not saying support House of Rest.
Yeah.
If you're not supporting your local church, then don't be surprised the day there ain't no churches and there's mosques in every corner.
Yeah, because even in our discipleship video, David,
Yeah.
on school, when we went through that and we did that last part, we didn't talk about financial support to just House of Rest.
Oh.
We said, we know a lot of you are online viewers. Can we break this down for you so you can help and support your local church and be able to bring support and funds? And, you know, and I get the church hurt. I get the bad use. I get the abuse. I get all of that stuff. We can go down the line and all day long, dude, talk about every ounce of abuse and misuse and everything, you know, but yet can we admit, is there domestic violence in homes today?
Yeah,
Is there abuse by fathers to children?
sure there is.
Do we still promote fathers being fathers and being married in homes? Right? Of course we do. We still promote today.
I
seen a guy that I had a conversation with out earlier today in the streets. He had 3 kids all by himself, and he's a big guy, looked like a firefighter guy, big guy. And I just complimented him. Dude, thank you. He has his little kids, probably 3 years old, running behind him.
Yeah.
Dude, how often do you see a man with, I think it was like 4 kids around him?
Hmm.
And then he ended up kind of sharing a little bit of his story with me. And he told me, he was like, dude, going through a bad situation. It's been with custody battles, prayed with them. And it was just, dude, thank you for being a father.
Yeah.
And so, yes, abuse happens. You can't get away from that.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's just the reality of it. But that just bothers me when I hear that sometimes. Like, it's like, well, but this, but I went to this church and they did that. Well, I went to this church, they went that. And it's like, dude, I get that. I'm not denying that happens.
Like in Tracy, where we grew up, there's a little donut place right there where Food for Less is.
Oh, yeah. Food Max.
Food Max. And there's a little donut shop that's been there for decades. And out of all the places in Tracy,
Yeah, right by Wingstop.
yeah, out of all the places in Tracy, Dunkin' Donuts opens 50 yards away.
In a parking lot that was just a parking lot. It was a whole shopping center parking lot.
They built a Dunkin' Donuts there,
I've never stopped there.
and I refuse to buy a
Yeah.
donut from there.
Is the little mom and pop's donut store still open?
Yeah,
That's right, man. They
Yeah.
tried that junk with Mr. T's too.
yeah.
And I'm telling
Huh.
you, man, they protested here in Modesto.
Is it across the street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right across the street.
I won't go.
No way, bro.
Out of
Mr.
all
T's
the
all day, bro.
corners,
Mr.
you're gonna
T's,
choose
Mr. T's.
that corner.
Yeah. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know exactly
absolutely.
what you're
You knew what
doing.
you were doing. You got Modesto, bro.
You think you think they didn't look at the statistics of how much money that donut shop was making?
It had nothing to do with the location. It really.
Mm.
I don't know how-
Profitability.
Mr.
I don't
T's
know-
is bomb.
I don't know about the place you're talking about in Tracy.
Yeah,
But it had nothing to do with the location. It has to do with Mr. T's
Yeah.
donuts, bro. Like, I've driven from Delhi to come go get Mr. T donuts. You know what I mean? And that's a nice
Yeah.
little drive.
yeah. But Dunkin',
So-
I noticed they do that a lot.
Yeah, that's dirty.
Yeah, and that's why I won't go to them.
Yeah.
I won't.
It says Muslim communities purchasing decommissioned or abandoned churches to convert them into mosques is an established trend globally. This practice addresses the spatial needs of a growing or shifting Muslim population while repurposing a religious property. Why and how it works. Shrinking congregation across North America and Europe, falling church attendance, and aging congregation have focused dioceses and church boards to close and sell historic buildings. In many jurisdictions, buying a former church is attractive because the building already holds a place of worship zoning designation, easing the regular pathway for community use. And then under Islamic jurisprudence, prudence. There you go. I was brain farting it as I'm looking at it. I keep wanting to keep saying prejudice, but prudence. Former places of worship can be purchased and used as mosques. Provide all icons, statues, and Christian symbols like altars and crosses are removed. So they are targeting certain buildings. And that's what they do, is how they move. I'm not shocked by what they're doing.
It's a great strategy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
If I was the enemy, I'd do it too.
Yeah, I mean, pay attention. Like I said, I did a post earlier, and I said I heard Pastor Greg Laurie, many years ago say, the one thing that Lucifer is not, and then the congregation says what he said, stupid. That's the one thing he is not. Don't play this dude for a fool ever. That's why, like, I've told you many of times, like, I keep my guard from different people, and the people who are like, oh, I'm saved by Christ and this and that, and oh, the devil will never win and this and that, whatever. And then one day I heard you preaching, and you were saying about how, like, always look at him as a threat, because when you don't look at somebody as a threat, you stop focusing on what they're doing, and then they end up snaking you. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is.
Well, what I was preaching was that the Bible says that the war was won in heaven.
Yeah.
But he was thrown down to the earth with great wrath.
Yes.
So heaven, the war's done there.
Yeah, I'm a
But
winner all the time up there.
It's on and cracking here.
All day. And
Absolutely.
I'm not prepared enough without Christ. Look at what I go through with Christ. Imagine without him. So when I see stuff like these people doing what they're doing, I'm like, yeah, bro, like, why am I surprised? Nope. They're moving in strategic type of movement, bro. They are doing exactly like, what is it? They have their scouts, they have their people. And the thing about it is, we've talked about it before on this show about how they've posted videos over the years. This is how we're going to take over America. And you know what they're doing? They're doing it right in front of your face.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
And the tragedy between Christianity and Islam is because they're both evangelizing.
Yeah.
But one is obviously being much more successful in many areas in many parts of the country right now. And the problem with it is Christians, the Christian church is so, whether it's the music, whether it's the books, whether it's the, a lot of things that are many times are much more leaning towards the effeminate community.
Yeah.
And not masculine. Where you got Islam that is much more masculine. They're going for the family.
Yeah.
While the Christian church is looking for the lowest fruit many times. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a huge problem.
And while America's aborting their children, they're having more and more.
Exactly.
And you know what? The other thing is too, is you know who's hurting the Christian church? The people inside of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who's not, who's flourishing them? the people inside of it
Mhm.
because they stay true to what they all move in. Now, is it false? Hey, man, I'll say that it is. I got no problem in doing that, but whatever. And it's just like, but they move in unison. And in the Christian
Yeah.
church, it's like, oh no, well, this one and this one and this one. You know what? You forgot that it's not about what you just got done talking, but it's about filling the
Yeah.
kingdom of heaven, bro. Like you lost track of what you're doing here. Again, it goes back to the reading. You're either not reading right or you're
Yeah.
not reading, period. That's all it comes down to. Because the three of us are all screw ups without Christ. And we've proven that. Well, probably me and him more than you. I don't know.
No,
I,
no.
but the thing about it is like that word changed us and it will forever continue to
Yeah.
change us. And it's the same word I read many, many years ago. And it's
Yeah.
the same word that I'm reading today. And that's what makes these people who are purchasing these churches very, very upset. Because people like me read the word and like, nah, man, you can't do that around here. You got to go. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm done.
Well, you know, if they're buying churches, that tells me one thing. That means the people that are in the congregation actually believe their message and they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Very good.
Mhm.
That's very good.
And Christians aren't.
Yep.
You know, so Empty Tomb says the saddest part is the people who don't have it to give end up giving, and the people who do have a death grip on their cash, not all. But in my experience, those have been true. Our Poetic says we forget that some of these institutions are mandated by God. Marriage is one and church is another.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. But here's reality. Like Jesus had the beloved disciple, and then he had the 3.
Yeah.
And then he had the 12. And then he had the 70. And then he had the 500. And then he had, right? Oh, you know, and it breaks these waves
Yeah.
of influence that he had. And honestly, realistic, if we started probably investigating the churches that are selling all this different stuff, we could probably debate whether they're Christian or not.
Absolutely.
So in that way, are we losing nothing? No, but we're losing ground. And we're losing territory. And that circle that was here that kept people at bay as a country, as a nation, politically, spiritually, that kept things at bay. It's getting tighter and it's getting tighter. And it's gonna start hitting the core. And when it starts hitting the core of real Christians, and I hate to say it like that, but you know,
It is what it is.
but it's the truth.
Yeah.
What is going to be the reaction when that does take place? Because you're having this collision to biblical Christianity, and you have this demonic teaching, and there's a clash on top of a country that politically and socially it's happening in the same time frame.
Yeah.
And it's just, to me, you're teaching on it, it's just history all over again.
It's almost like that'd be cool if somebody wrote a book about what you just got done saying. That'd be pretty dope. And then put it in a book
Yeah.
of like 65 other books.
Huh.
That would be pretty dope, bro. I'm just saying, hey,
Yeah. Whoever would ever think of something like that, dude, that would be genius.
I would
In
say
story form.
I would say that whoever would write something and do something like that, that their thoughts are not my thoughts. That's what I would say. But I don't know. I'm Tino.
That's pretty wild.
Right.
I'm Tino who just says whatever is on my
It's pretty
brain.
out there.
I
Tino.
usually have a shirt that says no filter.
I know.
It's pretty out there.
Well, guys,
Pretty
this
out
is
there.
our first episode in a new podcast room. Hopefully, you guys like what you see. We're going to do a little more changes. We got to bring the lights that hang. I didn't get a chance to put those. We're going to put some tint on that window behind. That's actually a Spanish congregation. That's the screen for the
Yeah.
Spanish church back there. It's a huge IMAX screen. I call it IMAX screen. We're going to put some
Stephen
tint
King is on it.
and behind Tino, there's gonna be some shelves on that part right there. So, but it's getting there, man.
Actually, I thought it was going to be warm in here. It's nice.
Hey,
Nice.
there's going to be shelves right there, and then you're going to see me right here. Can I bring like a family picture? and like post like a picture like this.
All pointing at you.
Yeah, no, pointing back at us like this. It's pointing at the camera.
But and then I gotta adjust some of the cameras. I noticed that we're a little too. A little too bright. I think because the lights are closer in here. Because the other one, the ceiling was higher.
Yeah. it was
Oh
further
yeah,
away,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Didn't even think about it like that.
I noticed, like, especially you, like your shirt shouldn't be glowing. Like you look like you're wearing a Jesus robe.
like on the mountain or what?
So we are on the second floor here, guys. And this is a new spot. It's probably is it twice the size? No, not twice the size of the other one, right? 1.5.
Almost.
It's wider
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet you if we measured it, I bet you'd be
because you
close
could touch
to
the
it.
wall behind you in the other one. Here you can't. And you could have touched.
Yeah.
You could really touch the wall.
Yeah, I
in the
was
other
able
one.
to.
Yeah, I think overall
Own it.
square footage, I bet you it's about twice
Yeah.
the size.
And I can't touch the wall. And then it's
And then it goes that way.
all right, guys.
You can't see it, just trust us.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining us here as we work the kinks out of this new podcast room. God bless you.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it.
Well,
man.
before we go, to everybody that helped in moving and everybody that helped put this together, Abraham, David,
yes. Thank you,
Ben,
Abraham. Always thank you,
Brother Ruben,
Abraham.
Brother Juan,
Yeah,
they painted it. Juan and
Yeah.
Ruben painted it. It was all chalk walled, actually.
Yep.
So they put this paint. Sharon picked the color. She's always good at picking colors. This looks nice.
Mhm.
I told her I want something warm, something not white, not black.
earth
like-
tones.
Yeah, it looks good.
But
Looks good with this.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for all the
Yes.
brothers.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So this house of rest sign has a lot of significance toward us. This is our first ever house of rest sign that was on top of the building in a smaller other building, and I just can't get rid of it. So I just rather have it in here. This was originally outside on the top of the church at another
Yeah.
location.
That's dope.
And to all the brothers that helped, and we were Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? We started
Oh, man.
moving stuff.
Yeah.
And
It
one
was
one
crazy.
thing I learned, brothers, in that move, that I am not in my 30s. And God bless you, men.
Happy
All right,
4th of
guys.
July to everybody.
Yeah, happy
Enjoy.
4th.
Oh yes, happy 250th.
Yeah, America.
All right. See you later.